Welcome back to Latin Nation. It's time for our first guest, and he's one of the funniest Latino comics of all time. That's right, I said all time. He's an idol to me because I'm a Latino comedian. You paved the way for me, all right? Hey, it's Paul Rodriguez, Senior. We gotta say Paul Rodriguez Senior now because your son, you know, he's making waves. As
well, he practically erased me from Google now, you know? You Googled me, it's like 18 pages. Oh, yeah, there was another guy named Rodriguez.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I had a hard time finding your YouTube videos.
Well, let me tell you something.
All those skateboarding videos.
I think he paid somebody to, because I used to embarrass him when he was a kid, and I think he paid somebody to erase me, you know, everything is. But I get mail, right, going, listen, we really didn't want to talk to you, but it's so hard to get to your son. Can you tell him to call me, you know? So, yeah, I try to help him out, you know, like there's a couple of 18-year-old girls that I'm trying to help out right now to take him over to see him, you know, but...
but you gotta it's got to make you proud, though. You're proud, Jeff.
I'm here to help.
Well, especially that, you know, he's doing his own thing, but enough about your son because I gotta get him on the show, and after the show, you need to hook me up with him. That's your job now.
I got him in the trunk.
Well, yeah, I bet. What's the secret to your success?
Frijoles. I recommend it. I saw the program one time. You guys had a controversy. The thing that divides Latinos, that's an encompassing term, right? But, you know, the big groups are Puerto Rican, Cuban, Mexican. And the thing that divides us is the color of our frijoles.
Right.
The color, you know? We're brown.
Right.
And Cubans swear by black.
Right.
And Puerto Ricans like the red ones.
Right. That's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
What does that say about Puerto Ricans?
That Cubans and Mexicans only agree that Puerto Ricans are weird.
Yes. It's absolutely true. They're a little crazy.
Hold your mail. Send it to her.
Speaking of like breaking through stereotypes and barriers, you were one of the first big Latino comedians here in the United States of America. You know, one of the first bilingual. What are some of the obstacles that you dealt with? How did you break through back in the 70s, 80s? You
know, you're just ignorant. I didn't know anything. You know, but my hero was Freddie Prinze, who actually was the first, you know, and his son, who is a great actor. And I looked at Freddie Prinze as someone that, you know, broke a lot of the barriers. You know, ironically enough, Freddie Prinze played Chico Rodriguez, you know, my last name, from East Los Angeles. I remember the first time I went to New York, there was like trying to break that barrier because Puerto Ricans were going, well, you know, he doesn't talk like us, he doesn't sound like us. But I was fortunate to meet Tito Puente, you know, and Tito Puente, may God rest his soul, gave me my break. He said, he was there and he said, "Oye, you think you can be funny in front of my crowd?" And I said, I don't know. He goes, "You can, they're drunk." So I went out there and they liked me, and I owe him a lot. You know?
Now, speaking of some of your old stand-up, I have a DVD that I love. I watch again and again, just for the record, at Hollywood. And this is a one-man show you did a couple years ago where you had to set the record straight. So we're going to cut to a clip right now, and then we come back and get your reaction, okay?
All right.
If it were not for Fresno, Bakersfield would have nobody to look down on. We came to Fresno, we went to the fields. That's not my family, but it might as well have been. That's exactly. My earliest memories were out in the field, you know, watching my mom and my sisters and all of them, and of course I was a baby. I did no work, I was a supervisor. My father was a family man. He had 2 of them. Don't encourage his behavior.
All right, that was Paul Rodriguez, his one-man show, just for the record. So why did you feel you had to set the record straight in your career, in your life?
Well, I talked to my doctor, and he said, "You better straighten out your things." And I said, "What, is there something wrong?" He goes, "No, your check bounced." And I have a really interesting life. We immigrated to America, and we lived in Compton, predominantly black. As a matter of fact, I was the white guy in my high school, in junior high, you know. I went to soccer. I thought it was soccer. It was football applied. So I went for football, right? And I didn't understand it, so I thought it was kicking the ball, right?
Football.
Yeah, right. And then these big black linebackers and all that, you know, and I was getting hurt, and the coach says, "Y'all leave him alone. He's our racial diversity." And they made me the kicker.
And we're all for racial diversity.
He was a special Mexican football player.
We are, and we're all for racial diversity here in Latin Nation. We have different shades of Latinos, and we're going to come back with even some more when we have the cast of your new web series,
Fixing
new project,
Paco.
Fixing Paco. So
they're wonderful kids, wonderful kids.
Right after this on Latin Nation.